If you remember this bus that was in, we were doing the inspection on it, and it was so pretty, and we were just concerned that a lot of times, like lipstick on a pig, the prettier a bus is, the worse shape it is. But we did a full inspection on it, and we got George's opinion here. What'd you find out, George?
This bus is not lipstick on the pig.
I can't believe we got George to do that. If you remember, the air compressor was out on it. It was passing so much oil. The whole entire air system was contaminated, though. So we did have a rough time finding this air compressor. It lays over almost completely on its side like this. We did find it. We sent the core into one place. We thought it was going to get rebuilt, and then they told us they have a 100-day lead time on it. So we reached out. Our buddy Luke at US Coach actually had them. So he sent us out one, and we got it. You know, we had it within a week. That was amazing. After we thought we were going to be waiting 100 days.
Just get them all clean and swapped.
George is replacing Nordgren valves here. Swapping all the fittings over, getting them all pointed the right direction and everything.
Yeah.
Have you seen a bunch of crap inside there? I see some junk down in there.
That one, and then this one here.
Oh yeah, definitely contaminated. You can just see how corroded everything is. The oil that's been leaking out of that air system and everything. How long did you fight to get that out, George?
I might be knocking on an hour and a half. Is it 8 o'clock tonight already?
It's way up in there, impossible to get to. You can't get a wrench on it. The lines are so short.
The conversion stuff's in the way a little bit.
Yeah,
But
water lines and
macerator hose, but it's out.
So here's a good clean. This is the bearing that came out of it. Just put a little oil on it. Just a slight little right there. That does coat the rollers pretty good. That's all that needs. Installing the new wheel seal. It'll tell you on it which side is the oil side. The oil side goes down. Just to help with the installation, I put a little bit of oil on here. Cleaned up good, everything looks good. A heavy hook. There. Grab the clean bearing. I always give just a little squirt of oil in here, but not too much because it's going to come out. Same thing with the bearing here. Just a little bit. Get the oil spread around a little. Again, having everything all clean, ready to go. Now, even though these bearing adjustments, you do them hand tight, you have to drive the seal on first. So you can go as tight as you want. Like, it's really hard to turn right now because the seal's not up on the lip yet. You can't turn this anymore. You'd think, oh, that's tight for a bearing, but it's not. So we have this tool that we made. Has these little dowels that go into here, and then it's got a notch out for that lock tab. If I spin this around. See that little nub there, so it fits inside of there. So this goes on there. you watch this distance here, this is gonna, as it drives that seal on. About 100. It's just all by guessing. This ballpark number's fine. Spin it a few times. Make sure it's pretty tight. Just getting everything seated properly. Go tight one more time. This is a great to get off about 1/8 of a turn. Now it's finger loose again. So right there's where you want it, just to where it gets snug. So if you go loose, just where it gets slightly snug, you can just, you get the feel of it. That's right there. Put this on. It's got that little nipple's got to go into one of these holes. Doesn't fit in that hole. Doesn't fit in that hole. Which one is it closer to? It's closer to this one. Always to the loose side. So you never want to tighten it. So I know here I just got to do just a smidge. Here we go. And this little lock nipple can go anywhere except for where that hole just was. I like to put where it's already been bent up towards the top. Also doesn't hurt. Also doesn't hurt to put a little bend in the where it's going to bend over there, just so it's easier to do it. Thanks. Fumble fingers. And this one goes super tight. That is not coming off. Okay, again, parts are all cleaned up. New gasket. Don't use Permatex, get the real gasket. Fill it with oil. We use a synthetic 75-140. You can overfill it the first time because it's going to flow back through. settle and we'll come back and we'll let that settle, and then we'll come back in like 15, 20 minutes and check it a couple more times in between. That's how you do it. So this hub basically, it's similar, but just a little different. These are a few different tools. One thing is that the seal installs into this called a seal retainer. Makes sense. And you can see in here that it is all the way down, flush all the way around. There's like a little lip in there. It's touching, so it stands a little proud. You have to use a gasket in between here. Don't use Permatex, get the real gasket. And then make sure you put the bearing in before you put the seal on. Used bearing, looks really good shape. It's got a couple tiny little marks on it, but not worth replacing. This is made in USA, Timken or SKF. It says USA right there. Put a little oil on it. I always want to have an oil film on any surface. These just go in pretty easily here. These are all screws. Morning, George.
Morning, sir.
I started early this morning. Had a lot I wanted to get done today. Need a Phillips head screwdriver. I'll grab one. Preferably one that I can put a wrench on, and then a wrench that'll fit it. What time is it, George?
Right at 8. No, Lance is picking up his drive.
Oh,
Did you get my text? Or?
I guess not. My phone's over there, so.
I got you.
Let's make sure these are good and snug. That's why having a wrench on the screwdriver shank, you can get a lot of extra torque. And then, very important here, is this one had dust shield on it. And it's extremely easy to put the hub on and forget to put this on. You gotta take the hub back off. You want to finish putting this together, George?
Yeah.
Okay, George is gonna put this hub on for us. Everything's good and clean. Everything's good and heavy. It is. You're holding the front a little high for it. Okay. Jiggle it and push it and it should go. Just got to get the bearing. Just use it itself to tap it on a little, kind of, yeah, just like that. Let's squirt a little bit of oil in it, squirt a little bit of oil on the race, and then put a little oil on the bearing and slide the bearing in. Not just give it a squirt, just a quick squirt, that's all you need to do. That's more than enough. Lift up on the front end so it doesn't come out. Just stick your knee under it or something. That's good. That's good enough. You can drive it on with the socket. You can go to the socket, make your life easier so you don't just have your fingers stuck way in there. And you can still turn that by hand pretty good. Spin the hub. Go snug again. Again, we're just making sure that everything is seated properly and that the seal is all the way on. Go ahead and back it off now 1/8, one flat of the. Keep going, right about, that looks pretty close.
Right there.
That should be good. And then finger it. You want to back it off a little with your fingers first just to make sure you're right there. Yeah, you see you were right there. Don't go too tight, just as soon as you feel the tension on it. That's good. Okay, now grab the lock ring, wipe it off just because that one somehow came off of the clean rag. It's right at the top. Is it only the loosened side? So is the loosened the way it needs to go?
Yeah, it's gonna have to.
To go to that side?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. There you go. This will go on super tight. Got this one all set up, ready to go. New gasket, new seal there, and the hub is already cleaned and ready to assemble. So Jonathan's fabricating some brackets up for these mud flaps that go on here. The previous one had rusted off, it was missing. So there's this long skinny one that goes on here. The one for the other side is completely missing. So he's gonna make the bracket and everything just like this one, but for the other side. He's gonna get everything all hooked up under here. There used to be a piece in here that was all rusted out, so he built the whole bracket up here, and then he's building the frame and everything for the actual mud flap. There's the new mud flap mount, all done in there, all rebuilt. Everything was all rusted out that was up in there originally. So he built that whole bracket and everything up in there. The tube that it mounted to was just completely rusted on there. We also added new mud flaps in the back there for the tag axle. This is what that old mud flap mounted to up on there and had just completely rusted out, and there was nothing to attach it to. So pulled it out, and that's why he fabricated that whole shelf up there and everything. Bracket on his cover to the generator belts was broken, and Jonathan fabbed up a new one. He's gonna drill a couple holes and get it on there. Cleaned up the battery terminal connections on here. These batteries are older, 2019. See on there. We're having some problems. These are definitely lower voltage than those. We've had the charger on them. We'll see bringing them back up. They're probably going to need to be replaced. We replaced the sending unit to the oil pressure gauge there. It was acting very erratic, so we're hoping that it was the sending unit and not the gauge. It is a 24 volt gauge in the dash. We confirmed that on it. So the parts are the build sheet from Prevost says it could be either a 12 volt gauge or a 24 volt gauge, depending on how they did it. This is a Liberty conversion. That one happens to be a 24 volt gauge. So we had to order the correct sending unit for it. So this was just laying in here on its side originally and not collecting the moisture. All we did was put some real heavy duty zip ties on it up to this bracket. So it's securely mounted in here. That's a lot easier than making a bracket for it. She doesn't have to do that. You can see something scary. Look at that sucker. That thing is huge. I'll give you something for scale, but not too close. Don't you bite me. I installed a remote tank drain, so for the air tank that's up under here that you can never get to, for them to be able to drain. So now they can easily access it and just drain it while they're doing the drain on this auxiliary tank too. We also replaced the ignition switch. He was having problems when you turn the key and nothing would happen, so the switch was getting bad. And then we replaced the control valves for the windshield wipers, both the left and the right wipers. One of them also has the control for the window washer fluid, so we replaced that as well. First thing in the morning, we'll have the wheels going back on this. It's all ready for them. Everything's been lubed up, ready to go. Brakes are all adjusted, and we'll take it out for a test drive.